I'm guessing a man who has not seen much of this test match because he's so busy. And it's his test, and it's the pink test. Glenn McGrath, welcome to Triple M Cricket.
No, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. And no, I have seen a little bit of the game. No, they give me a little bit of time off every now and then to do a bit of commentary or sit down and have a break. But no, it's always a very special time of the year for us.
How long has this been going? It's 20 years must be close. How long the pink test concept?
No, the pink test itself back in 2009.
Okay.
So 14 years, but this is the 15th pink test. So yeah, incredible.
Well, what's amazing is remember it was day 3 was the big day, but it's amazing how the fans here embrace it every day. I mean, some people, they only come here for day 1, but they wear the pink, they get the cravat, they do the whole thing. It is, this isn't just tokenism. People really seriously get behind this.
Yeah, and I think that's a beauty of sport as well, and cricket, that it brings people together. And I think also there's not too many around Australia that haven't had, been impacted by breast cancer in some way, shape or form, whether a friend or a family member that's been through or going through it. So, and we're about support, providing hopefully a positive difference in people's lives by having a breast care nurse. So they feel that connection. They have a passion for cricket. And like you said, day 3 was, they renamed Ladies' Day to Jane McGrath Day. But it's bigger and better than even day 3. It's now the Sydney Pink Test. And that's how people come along. And especially on day 3, if you're not wearing pink, you feel out of place. So it's amazing what you can achieve.
Pigeon, you've done everything in the game. You've won every medal. You've won every event that this game has to offer, but you must be proud of what the McGrath Foundation has done. When you look out, you see the whole ground in pink. When you walk into the ground for this test match, the legacy that you and Jane have left is just enormous.
It does make me feel very proud, very humble that something like this has been created. It's a pretty tough time in our life, but we thought about, when we were approached to tell our story, we thought if we could help one person by telling our story, then it's worthwhile. And that's where the concept first started. That grew into the McGrath Foundation after having a breast care nurse and previously not having a breast care nurse, and the difference that made. So, yeah, it's normally so busy. I try to take 5 minutes out of my day, especially on day 3, to stop and just look around the ground. It is... it's incredible what's been created here, and it does make me feel very proud. This is my home ground, my favourite ground in the world. I thought after everything I've done, I might have something named after me at the ground, but if it's after Jane, then it's still part of the family, isn't it?
And when it all started, it was about nurses and having enough money to have a nurse for one person, then multiple. That's still the concept, isn't it? The money. When you put $1 down here at the SCG for Jane McGrath Day or the McGrath Foundation, it is going to getting a nurse for someone who needs it.
Yeah, so when we launched the McGrath Foundation, 2 very clear objectives. One was to raise awareness of breast cancer, also in younger women. The other one was to raise funds to place breast care nurses in communities right across the country. When Jane lost the battle in 2008, we only had 4 nurses employed. And even that first pink test here in 2009, I think we had 4 McGrath breast care nurses. As I stand here now, we've funded 193 McGrath breast care nurses. They've supported over 118,000 families and individuals going through breast cancer. And hearing those numbers just blows me away. The Sydney Pink Test has played a big part in that, the awareness it's created for what we do and what people should do to look after themselves. So, yeah, it's been an incredible journey. Our goal is to get to 250 breast care nurses by 2025. We feel we're well on our way because of the support we've received. It's
Well, I'll tell you what helps get to that goal: the Genius virtual seats idea. Now, obviously, this is a COVID idea, but you would have been a fool to disband it now, because am I right in saying this would be your biggest? I don't want to say money spinner because that sounds pejorative, but that would be the thing that brings in as much money as anything now when it comes to this test match.
Yeah, so it's definitely up there. There's no doubt about that. And, they say out of adversity, comes opportunity. And with COVID, as tough as that was, and those 2 years was tough on so many people, the concept of the virtual pink seat campaign came up from Yeah, I'd like to take credit for it, but it was one of the guys at the foundation.
You can't say it with a straight face.
But yeah, it's a game changer. There's no doubt about that. And the great thing with the virtual pink seat campaign, doesn't matter if the stadium is full.
Yeah.
People that can't get here, even people that are here, they can still get their virtual pink seat, post it on their social medias, support someone who's going through, or just support a good cause. And that virtual stadium can keep growing as big or as little as you want. And it's become a tradition now where everyone gets their virtual pink seats and supports the pink test, and off they go.
Speaking of support, Pigeon, obviously the Australian players have been outstanding to get behind this, but the opposition now, that when they come to Australia, they're all behind as well. We've seen them in the past change their shirt and their cap, so you must be proud of that too.
Oh, exactly right. The fact that the Australian teams come out and want to support, I think, is brilliant. But the touring teams, every year from 2009, South Africa were the first team to be part of this. But every team has come out and changed their logos to pink. They've worn the baggy pinks in the photos, signed them, donated them, been involved in everything they can. And to me, that's a massive sign of respect and something I feel very proud of. But yeah, the touring team has had a positive impact and created this as much as anything else.
Well, congratulations. Onward and upward, and touch wood, it keeps going in the right direction. A couple of quick questions on you. It's been 16 years. 16 years.
16 years was the final test I played here.
Do you
on
miss
the
it?
same pitch? On the same pitch.
Oh, yes. Is that right?
Yep.
And it hasn't been used since. So they pulled it out for a special one, I guess.
Do you miss it?
Do you want me to answer it in one word?
You answer as long as you want.
No.
Really?
No, it's funny. From the moment I retired, I hung the boots up. I haven't missed it for a minute. And I guess that means I retired at the right time. My first test after I retired was up at the Gabba, and I got invited along to present Mitchell Johnson with his baggy green cap.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of rain around. We're in the change rooms, and I enjoyed being around the boys. That's what I love, being around your old teammates and what have you. As soon as umpires came in and said, yep, we're playing, and everyone got up and walked out, I've got, nah, I don't want to be with them. I don't want to walk out there. And I haven't missed it for a second. Yeah. The only time slightly missed it, and it's something really weird which surprised me. I was watching the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, and about Queen.
Of course.
And then when they went to Wembley Stadium for Live Aid, they played in front of 110,000 fans.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that must be an absolutely incredible feeling to be able to do that. And it hit me. I've played in front of 100,000 people, and that feeling you get when you walk on the field and the atmosphere and everything, that is something very special. And that feeling is probably what I miss, but you can't replicate that in any other place in life. So that's the only time I miss it, and occasionally when it fires up a little bit in the middle, but apart from that, so yes, the playing itself, the training, the travelling, the time away from home, I don't miss any of that, but time in the change rooms around my teammates, that's what I miss.
You've got a keen eye also, Pigeon, for young talent, but this group of fast bowlers coming through, you must be impressed by not only individually, but how they work as a unit.
Well, yeah, very impressed, and for a long time, you know, with Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, Josh Hazlewood, they've been an incredible fast bowling unit for a long, long time, and then throw Nathan Lyon in on top, who's world class. And if you want to be number one team in the world, you have to have a quality bowling attack, quality fast bowling attack, and these guys have done it for a long, long time. But the thing I like is it's not just them now. You've got Scotty Boland, who's come on and done incredibly well. You know, Michael Neese has done well. You've got Richardson there. You know, Lance Morris is in the wings. You know, there's been a fair bit spoken of him. The last thing I want to see is the big guys totally protected, where there's no competition coming along, because you still want all the guys at the top playing, you know, 95% or bigger every game. Every game has to matter. And when there's a bit of internal competition, I think that's perfect. But it's been a quality attack for a long, long time.
People are quick to make the comparison in terms of style, you and Scott Boland, because that just, he hits the same spot every ball. There's almost something metronomic about it. Do you see a bit of yourself in the way he goes about it?
Well, the way he goes about it, you know, he's averaging 12 or 13 at Test cricket. Yeah. That's not a bad rap if you're comparing me to that, but because I was never that good. But no, it's very similar. It's just getting the ball in the right area, just does enough off the seam, gets a little bit of bounce, and off you go. It's a simple game that we complicate the hell out of. So the more simple you keep it, the less things go wrong. And he bowls great areas. He rarely bowls a bad ball. He can build pressure up, and that's enough movement to trouble the batsman and find the edge.
Now, we like to extract the urine here. We've got to take a break, but I'm going to ask you this. Who's your number one bunny of all time? Test batsman, who did you know you had it, just completely had it over?
Oh, there was a few of them.
Modesty, a good boy. Modesty doesn't work in the Triple M box.
Could be here sometime.
No. Well, there's one guy that stands out more than any other.
I know who you're going to say.
But yeah, I enjoyed bowling to Brian Lara. I knocked him over 15 times, but he did get us for a couple of big hundreds and double hundreds. So you can't say he's a bunny. But yeah, poor old Michael Atherton. I knocked him over, I think it was 19 times in 18 test matches. And the last time I got him out, I was bowling sort of rubbish. Mark Waugh always called it gun barrel straight. I was bowling a bit of gun barrel just outside off stump, and he just kept playing and missing. And then I bowled one, I thought I'll get a little bit straighter, more sort of on middle off, sorry. And he just nicked it straight to Mark Taylor. It wasn't that quick, it didn't do a great deal, but I think Pearl Athers was a shot duck at that stage, and he walked off. And I thought, it shouldn't be that easy. But I was more than happy to take the wicket. But Pearl Athers, knocked him over a few times. And every time I see him in the commentary box, all the other commentators give it to him. So, probably Athers was the one that I had the edge over.
You had the edge over a few, though. I'm told the virtual seats has raised 2.36 million, and that's with day 2. We haven't even got to the main day yet, and then all the other avenues to raise money. Glenn, congratulations to you and your team. You're doing a spectacular job, and he flies economy. I flew next to him the other day from Brisbane. So, I mean, you're not living large off let's not kid ourselves here. This is, the money's going to the right place. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'll try to get an exit row at least. If I was a batsman, I probably wouldn't even worry about flying first class. I'd have my own plane. But the support for this test has been amazing. And just want to say a huge thank you to all the listeners out there who have supported and continue to support the McGrath Foundation, because without that support, we can't do what we do. And the people going through breast cancer wouldn't have access to a breast care nurse. So a huge thank you.
Well, you might have taken 500 test wickets, but you might have just found your calling with this. Well done. Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks, boys.
Triple M rocking the cricket on a